This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to another edition of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. I hope you are half as excited as our audience is. Did you hear the hoots? Oh, what a great day we have scheduled for you here. We're so glad you joined us. Have you caught your breath from last week's game? That was exciting, maybe one of the most exciting we've had so far this season. It came down to one question for Lutheran to beat Dakota. It is a fine example of how important every single question is here on Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. A fine lesson for both of our teams here on the stage, and certainly something that Winnebago knows very well because a couple of seasons ago, your game against Byron came down to one question, and I'm sure Captain Hannah remembers that game well, right, Hannah?
Yeah.
Welcome this season. Introduce us to your starting lineup, Hannah.
All right, so I'm Hannah, and we have Carson, Carolyn, and Sam.
And if Carson looks familiar to you at home, that's because Carson was the captain of Winnebago's middle school team, and his big sister Hannah decided to let him play with the high schoolers this time around. So, and it's a good thing, though, that we have Carolyn in between you, right? It'll be fun to watch you play together. Thank you so much for being here, Winnebago Indians. Let's say hello to the Oregon Hawks. Oregon looking to make a memorable moment for themselves. Back-to-back first-round setbacks, but they will make it to the round two for the first time since season 5 if they can beat Winnebago. They are led by their captain, Lexi. Introduce us to your starting lineup, Lexi.
Hi, I'm Lexi. To my right is Ryan. To my left is Taylor, and to my far left is Brian.
All right, both of our teams are ready to go. Hope you're ready to go. We are set. Should we get to some questions, contestants? Our first round is the buzz-in round, so grab your buzzers. The two most important rules, as always, wait for me to call your name before you give an answer, and say that answer loudly and clearly. Hands on your buzzers. Good luck. Here's our first question this week. What property that has an inclusive form involving kin selection is, according to Charles Darwin, maximized by those organisms most likely to survive? Hannah.
Evolution.
Buzzer got you. Oregon, you have a chance to answer this for 10 points. Brian.
Evolution.
Incorrect. So Hannah, you were on the right track. Both of you were on the right track. Fitness is what we needed. That was the property, or when we talk about Darwin, it's survival of the fittest or fitness. No points. Let's get a new question, teams. John F. Kennedy established what award, which, along with the Congressional Gold Medal, is America's highest civilian honor? Hannah.
Presidential Medal of Freedom.
That's right, and you got the full name. We needed that. Winnebago's first on the board this game. What Hungarian-born rival of William Randolph Hearst published the New York World and lends his name to prizes for the arts and journalism? Taylor.
Pulitzer.
That's correct. Joseph Pulitzer. You've got 10 points. We're tied. What Norwegian dramatist pioneered theatrical realism in 19th century plays, such as Hedda Gabler? Hannah.
Ibsen.
Yes, right before the buzzer. Also known for A Doll's House and Peer Gynt. Those are Bago's 10 points. What man who chaired Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation hearings succeeded Strom Thurmond in the Senate and is the senior senator from South Carolina? Hannah.
Graham.
That's correct. Lindsey Graham. 10 more for Bago. What play in which Carl Lindner tries to stop a family moving to Clybourne Park follows the younger family and was written by Lorraine Hansberry? Sam.
Raisin in the Sun.
Yes, you got it, and that's 10 more for Winnebago. What numerical term refers to the interval between ba-ba and black sheep in the nursery rhyme, or the interval between C and F? Ryan.
Octave, I don't know.
Incorrect. Winnebago, these could be your 10. It's kind of a tough music theory question. A perfect fourth. That is a perfect fourth. We also would have accepted augmented third. New question. What street, which includes the so-called Canyon of Heroes, crosses Manhattan's grid system and is the namesake of New York City's theater district? Hannah.
Broadway.
That's right. Probably more known for that theater district connection than the Canyon of Heroes. Bago's got 10 more. Communist infighting on what small Caribbean island nation prompted Ryan?
Cuba.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Winnebago. Prompted the U.S. to invade it in 1983. Sam.
Grenada.
That is correct. Also portrayed at the end of the 1986 Clint Eastwood movie, Heartbreak Ridge. 10 points, Winnebago. What novel in which a rotten goose egg acquired by the rat Templeton causes stench? Hannah.
Charlotte's Web.
Yep. You didn't even need most obvious clues. E.B. White, book named for a spider. 10 points, Bago. What year's presidential election, which included the Constitutional Union Party, led to the secession of southern states after Abraham Lincoln won?
The election
Carson.
of 1860.
That's correct. Remember to wait for me to call your name. You got those 10 points. And we've got a new question. Dark energy speeds up what process that results in cosmological redshift as distant galaxies move farther? Ryan.
Entropy.
Incorrect. I will finish for Winnebago. Move farther away, which is contrasted with contraction. Hannah.
Expansion.
That is correct. And that is 10 points for you, and it's also the last points of the round. Winnebago's off to a strong start. One question shy of triple digits, 90 to 10. But we have a lot of game left to play. Lexi, you're smiling under the mask. I can see it in your eyes. Our volleyball round is next, and we will have that for you in just a couple of minutes. We're back for another edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Ball. Audience is still excited. They're still hooting and hollering. Winnebago probably hooting and hollering a little bit more at this moment. 90 points compared to Oregon's 10. But we have 3 rounds left to play. There's a lot of points on the board. I know Lexi and Taylor, you guys are laughing a lot, but there are a lot of points there. And you are going to share your knowledge in just a second. But first, we want to send out a very special thank you to Brad Fisher. Brad is the head editor of the IHSA Scholastic Bowl State Series. And Brad, we are lucky that we have you here and you share your experience and expertise with us as a judge. It really means a lot to us, and it makes the game better. So thank you for being here. All right, let's move on to our volleyball round. It is a conferring round, so you can work as a team if you need to, but I need to hear from the captains. That's where the answers have to come from. Those are Hannah and Lexi, and because of the coin flip, Winnebago gets our first volleyball question. So Hannah, are you and the team set?
Yeah.
Here is your first one this week. What most populous of Italy's 20 regions is home to Varese and Milan?
Lombardy.
Yes, that's right. I'm not sure who helped you with there, but I heard a whisper, and you got those first points of the round. That brings you up to 100. Now we're over to Oregon for your first question this round. What war in which Alexander Samsonov shot himself after losing the Battle of Tannenberg caused the fall of the Romanov dynasty of Russia in 1917?
The October Revolution.
Incorrect. World War I. The 1917 date may have helped a little bit. Hopefully, World War I is what we were looking for. Incorrect, and we're going to move on to Winnebago with a new question. What material property, which depends on the polarization of light in the phenomenon of birefringence, appears in Snell's law?
Transparency.
Incorrect. Index of refraction is specifically what we needed. We needed that full answer, or refraction index would have been okay as well. Back over to Oregon. What thinker is traditionally considered the author of the 5 classics, had his teachings collected in the Analects, and was a Chinese philosopher?
Confucius.
Yes, that's right. Taylor got that. And Taylor, that's worth celebrating for sure. 10 points, Oregon. We're back over to Winnebago. The Marquis of Pombal helped rebuild what capital city leveled by an earthquake and tsunami on All Saints' Day in 1755?
Libson.
Say that?
Libson.
Incorrect. Lisbon, Portugal. Back over to Oregon. What queen of Crete, who was cursed by Poseidon to lust for a bull, thus became the mother of the Minotaur? That's Pasiphae. Hard name to pronounce, rough name to spell. She was the mother of the Minotaur. No points. Back to Winnebago. What country, once ruled by Ulrica Eleonora and Christina, will have a 4th queen regnant if Victoria succeeds her father, Karl XVI Gustav?
Austria.
Sweden. Right region, wrong country. Back over to Oregon. What American poet described imaginary gardens with real toads in them and quipped, "I too dislike it," in her poem, Poetry? It's kind of a tough literature question. She wrote for much of the 20th century, Marianne Moore. Back over to Winnebago. What series in which the gelatinous engineer Yaphet serves under Ed Mercer is a live-action show starring Seth MacFarlane that parodies Star Trek?
Spaceballs.
Incorrect. Not a bad guess. The Orville. In fact, season 3 of Orville will be available on Hulu this spring. No points there, and that's how we end the round. So Winnebago makes it to triple digits. They are up to 100. Oregon has 20. We're halfway through the game. Our NECA IBEW lightning round changes scores very, very quickly because if one of our teams runs a category, they will add 100 points to their total. That could happen. We came close last week. We'll see what happens next, but first you get to play at home. Watch the Bergstrom bonus question, and we'll come back with an answer in just a couple minutes.
The recent subject of a Ken Burns documentary series, what former boxing champion was known as the Louisville Lip and was born Cassius Clay?
It is Bergstrom bonus question time, and in Hannah's words, let's win us some pizza, shall we? That's what's on the line here, pizza and pasta from Lino's of Rockford. The Bergstrom bonus question, our audience at home has already seen this, contestants have not. It's a buzz-in. All you need to do is buzz in and let me know if you know the answer to this. Look at Carson, he's all ready to go there, down on the end. Here's the question this week. The recent subject of a Ken Burns documentary series, what former boxing champion was known as the Louisville Lip and was born Cassius Clay?
Muhammad
Carson.
Ali.
Carson.
Muhammad Ali.
That is correct. Nice job. You're prepping there paid off, right? And the 6-time Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year was born this week in 1942, January 17th in Louisville, Kentucky. Congratulations, Carson. You come back in for the Bergstrom bonus question after being booted for the volleyball round, and you made it. You proved that was a perfect decision. So you guys get your Lino's pizza. We'll take a break and come back for not pizza, but points in our NECA IBEW lightning round. All right, halftime is over. Carson's still celebrating his victory in the Bergstrom bonus question, getting Lino's pizza for his team. Nice job. Let's move on to our NECA IBEW lightning round. Because of the coin flip, Oregon gets first pick. So Lexi, the 3 categories this week are iconic years from history, movies by the numbers, or Catholic masses.
The movie category, please.
You got it. Movies by the numbers. It is yours. So you have 10 questions here. If you run this category in 60 seconds, you'll add 100 points to your score. Hannah, you and the team, whatever they don't get to, you'll have 30 seconds to clean up. Advice to both teams, you can pass. Remember, you can work as a team, but I have to hear the answers from the captains. All right, the movies by the numbers, given an incomplete movie title and one of its stars, give the number that begins the title. So it's kind of confusing, but all of your answers will be numbers. I will give you the incomplete movie title and a star. Your answer will be a number. Ready? Mm-hmm. Here's the first one. Glenn Close, blank Dalmatians. 2 answers are okay for this.
101 Dalmatians.
That's correct. Keir Dullea, blank A Space Odyssey.
Pass.
Jonah Hill, blank Jump Street.
21.
Correct. Eminem, blank Mile.
Pass.
Heath Ledger, blank Things I Hate About You.
Pass.
Marilyn Monroe, The Blank Year Itch.
Pass.
Katherine Heigl, blank Dresses.
27 dresses. 27.
Correct. Zac Efron, blank again.
17. 17.
Correct. Brad Pitt, blank Monkeys.
Pass.
James Franco, blank Hours.
Pass.
Keir Dullea, blank A Space Odyssey.
87.
Incorrect. Eminem, blank Mile.
60.
And that's your timer. You got 4 correct. You added 40 to your score. You're up to 60. There's a lot left up here, Hannah, but you only have 30 seconds to get to them, and I will read them as quickly as I can. If you were listening, you may be able to blaze through this fast. I'll try and read these fast for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Give an incomplete movie title and one of its stars. Give the number that begins the title. Here is your first one. Keir Dullea, blank A Space
2001.
Odyssey. Correct. Eminem, blank Mile.
8.
Correct. Heath Ledger, blank Things I Hate About You.
99.
Incorrect. Marilyn Monroe, The Blank Year Itch.
11.
Incorrect. Brad Pitt, blank Monkeys.
20.
Incorrect. James Franco, blank Hours.
24.
Incorrect. Sorry about that. My lines weren't completely lined up here, but those are, we've nothing to go back to. You added 20 points to your score. The 4 that no one got. Heath Ledger's movie is 10 Things I Hate About You. Somebody said 99. That's a lot of things. Marilyn Monroe, anybody in the audience, The Blank Year Itch? 7. 7-year itch. The Brad Pitt movie is 12 Monkeys. And the James Franco movie was 127 Hours. That was the story about that rock climber who got stuck and had to chop off his own arm to free himself. He was stuck for 127 hours? Okay. Let's move on now to the 2 categories that are left for Hannah. You can choose from either Catholic masses or iconic years from history.
Years from history.
You got it? Identify the 4-digit years when these events happen. So I supply the event, you give the year, but you have to be specific. These are specific years we're asking for. 60 seconds to go through the category, and then 30 seconds for you, Lexi, whatever's left. Hannah, are you ready for the first one?
Yes.
Identify the 4-digit years when these specific events happened. Battle of Hastings.
1066.
1066.
Correct. Christopher Columbus first reaches the Americas.
1492.
Correct. End of World War II.
45. 19.
1945.
Correct. The Magna Carta signed.
1450.
Incorrect. Wall Street crash that caused the Great Depression.
1929.
Correct. Apollo 11 mission completes the first manned moon landing.
1969.
Correct. September 11th attacks.
2001.
Correct. Storming of the Bastille begins the French Revolution.
1789.
Correct. Battle of Waterloo.
1815.
Correct. The Great Fire of London during Charles II's reign.
1695.
Incorrect. That's the category. There's nothing left to go back to. A few seconds left on the clock. You added 80 points to your score. Not quite running the category, but as close as pretty close to what anybody's ever come to so far this season. So, Oregon, there are 2 left. You have 30 seconds to think these through. Maybe you already know the answers, but I will read them and take all the time you need, Lexi. Are you ready? Here's the first one. Identify the 4-digit years when these specific events happened. The Magna Carta signed.
1412.
Incorrect. The Great Fire of London during Charles II's reign.
1502.
Incorrect. The Magna Carta was in 1215. And the Great Fire of London during Charles II's reign was 1666. So here's how we enter the final round. With Winnebago at 200 points, Oregon has 60, but in our Mercy Health Final Challenge, every question is worth 20 points. So points could add up very quickly. We'll see what happens after this break. One round left to play this week. There's a pretty big gap in the scores, but a lot of points available in our Mercy Health Final Challenge because each question is worth 20 points. Winnebago has 200. Oregon has 60. Winner of this game is moving on to the Sweet 16. Hands on your buzzers, contestants. Same rules as round 1. The only difference is each question's worth 20 points. Wait for me to call your name and say your answer loudly and clearly. Here we go. What name is shared by a Danish jewelry company that makes customizable bracelets and a music streaming service bought by SiriusXM? Owen.
Pandora.
That is correct. In 2019, Oregon's first on the board this round. What U.S. city was the site of the 12th Street race riot in 1967, includes one end of the Ambassador Bridge, and was the first headquarters of Motown? Hannah.
Detroit.
That's right. The other end of that bridge is in Windsor, Canada. Bago's got 20 more. In Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, a bawdy wife from what English city gives an account of her 5 marriages? Ryan.
The Handmaid's Tale.
Incorrect. Winnebago, you could take these 20. Go ahead, Sam.
Wales.
Incorrect. Bath. The wife of Bath. New question. What author of the poems After Apple Picking and Birches wrote about having Sam?
Frost.
Yes. Miles to go before I sleep and stopping by woods on a snowy evening. Those are Bago's 20. In 1992, riots broke out in Los Angeles after police officers who'd been filmed beating what man were acquitted of assault? Riley.
Rodney King.
That is correct. And those are your 20 points, Bago. What American chemist who coined the term photon defined bases as electron pair donors and represented covalent bonds with his namesake dot diagrams? Ryan.
Heisenberg.
Incorrect. Winnebago. Go ahead, Hannah.
Lewis.
That's right. Gilbert Lewis. Those are Lewis dot diagrams. 20 more points for Winnebago. What objects, examples of which include the Z grill and inverted Jenny, are studied and collected? Ryan.
Stamps.
That is correct. Used to pay for mail postage. Oregon's got 20 more. You're up to 100. What current president of the Philippines announced he would run for vice president in the country's 2022 elections? Ryan.
Jeff.
Incorrect. Winnebago. Go ahead, Sam.
Johnson.
Incorrect. Duterte. No points, new question. What process, a form of nitrogen fixation, is the main technique used for the industrial production of ammonia? Carolyn.
Bessemer process.
Incorrect. Oregon, you could get these 20. That is the Haber-Bosch process. What character succeeds Finis Valorum as Supreme Chancellor after the invasion of Naboo and later lures Anakin Skywalker to the dark side? Sam.
Palpatine.
That is correct. Bonus points if you know his first name. I'm kidding. No bonus points. You're up to 300. Santiago digs for treasure at the foot of the Egyptian pyramids in what 1988 Paulo Coelho novel whose title character can turn lead into gold? Sam.
The Alchemist.
That is right. The Alchemist is that title character. That is it. You are up to 320 points. That long buzzer means we are out of time for the round. Winnebago pulls off the highest point total so far this season, 320 points. You are moving on to the next round. And Hannah had 8 correct buzz-in questions, which we believe is the most so far this season. Oregon, you made it to triple digits. You put up a really good fight. There were some tough questions today. We hope you enjoyed the experience because we really enjoyed having you here. And hopefully, by the way that your eyes are all smiling, or most of you anyway, you had a good time. Is that true? I hope. Who are your seniors? No seniors. That means, so nobody up here, so everybody at least up here right now who finished the game, we'll see you next season, I hope. Please? Yes? Half-hearted yeses? We'll take it. We have seen the list of Taylor, but not Ryan or Lexi or Brian or Owen. Taylor, you have a standing invitation to come visit us anytime. I can't see where you are in the audience. Winnebago, first of all, congratulations. Fantastic performance. Good luck in the next round. You face the winner of next week's Boylan versus Freeport matchup, and we hope you can join us to watch that on Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl.